The Dallas Mavericks got a big win last night over the Denver Nuggets. So what's next as we hit the quarter pole of the NBA season? Plus, we're joined live in studio, National Tim Alert, by our guy Tim Cato. All that and more coming next on the DLLS Mavs podcast. Welcome to the DLLS Mavs podcast, powered by Game Time and Michelob Ultra. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code DLLS for $20 off your first purchase. And Michelob Ultra, official beer sponsor of the NBA. Kevin Gray, alongside our DLLS Mavs beat writer, Ryan Nembhard Jr., our DLLS Mavs analyst, Bobby Karalla, and it's National Tim Alert. Joining us live in studio, our ALLCITY national NBA reporter, formerly of the DLLS Mavs podcast. He's, of course, Tim Cato. Tim, what's going on?
I'm a bandwagoner.
You are.
I had to wait till the Mavericks won 2 games in a row.
Yes.
Now I'm finally back.
And look at you, hanging out with us today here on the show.
Look, I prefer winners. Hasn't been a lot of winning around
here.
You
hear that PHLY? You hear that CHGO, DNVR, PHNX? Tim prefers winners. That's what we are over here at DLLS today. I appreciate all of you hanging out with us here on the program today. A lot to get into. We're at the quarter pole of the NBA season. We're going to hand out some awards for the first 20-25 games, 20-22 games of the season, plus a little Karalla-strator. And we're going to hop into Cato's Corner for old time's sake today as well. But before we do all that, it's the best time right now to become a diehard member here at DLLS Sports. $26 in your first year, 67% off. You become a diehard member right now. Go to alldlls.com/diehard. Get the sports fan of today through the lens of DLLS Sports with a free t-shirt, merch discounts as well. $26 right now to join our DLLS Sports family by becoming a diehard. So make sure you hop on that right now. Again, alldlls.com/diehard to join us today on this terrific Tuesday. Ryan Nembhard Jr., how we feeling?
Feeling good.
All right. Karalla, what's going on?
Not much.
Cool.
No, life is good, man. The Mavs have won 2 in a row.
Kevin.
They're probably going to go all the way to the finals, and we got a fridge full of leftovers from last night's party.
Some good pie.
It is a great week in Dallas.
What's up, Cato?
I just can't believe they're doing you like that. I can't believe you're standing for this.
They're all look. They're gonna have to find more words.
If memory serves correctly, Tim, you criticized Kevin's daughter's alliteration to describe the day for like 6 months straight.
That's right.
You hate to see it.
That's right.
Yeah, I wanted more out of her.
Wow.
You know,
wow. Wow. The expectations.
You know, you're always hardest on those who have the most potential.
That's actually true.
Oh, wow.
That's a good point.
I wish I had actually said that to my kid when she was here, but it is what it is. It is a terrific Tuesday, Kat. That's right. Let's get into it because today the Dallas Mavericks are off before they get back on the floor tomorrow to take on the Miami Heat. As the Mavericks look for their first 3-game win streak of the season, you got to crawl before you walk. And last night, they took a big step with getting an upset win over the Denver Nuggets as Ryan Nembhard going for 28 points, 10 assists, Anthony Davis, 32 points, 13 rebounds. Klay Thompson pitching in with 15 points. Cooper Flagg, 24 points, was a plus 13 last night as well. Best win of the season, Mark Stein, for the Dallas Mavericks last night. So we have hit the quarter pole of the season. Gentlemen, Tim, as our guest, I will start with you. If I could give you one word, if you could give me one word to describe the Mavericks' first now 22 games of the season as we hit the quarter pole, what word would that be?
Oh, man. Nembhard. Yeah. I do have a stat about him. It's not really a word. I'm trying to think of a word. Do you guys want to know one thing about his performance last night, though? Can I just share?
It was Nem-easy.
That's right.
Nem-easy. He hit 10 jumpers. 10 jump shots. That is only 16 players in the NBA this season have a game where they've hit 10 jump shots. This is not something that just happens. Like this was a next level performance.
Steph Nembhard.
Oh wow! That's
He
what
was
we're
getting to
doing.
his spots, and Denver was early on letting him get to his spots. Not exactly the sharpest defensive effort that I've ever seen, but that really stood out to me. 18 total games, 16 players have done it. Now Ryan Nembhard is the 17th. I would say one word for the Dallas Mavericks season to this point is improving in every single way. It's just getting a little bit better.
Okay. Bobby?
Self-aware. That would be my word.
You went with a hyphenated word. Okay.
Self-aware.
All right.
And that starts, I think, with the owner of the team. It took a little bit of self-awareness to make the decision that he did. The head coach of the team, he has been very aware of the situation from starting Coop at the 1, and that was based, I believe, in more of his mistrust in the point guards on the roster than in his belief in Cooper Flagg's potential as a point guard or whatever. But the awareness to make that change, the awareness to make the Clay change, the awareness to give Ryan Nembhard starting minutes and then a starting role. And then Coop, is beginning to become aware that, yes, you are very good and talented and you should be aggressive all the time. And we've seen that change over the last couple weeks. And everything is starting to kind of fall into place. Everyone's starting to kind of wake up and realize their role, realize where they fit in this whole puzzle. And that has led to a lot of competitive losses. And this week it's led to some wins. And that is good. But it feels like everyone's starting to get on the same page.
And I would say my word is resilience. I mean, the team, just from when I started, we've all have read at least hopefully most of us have read the article I wrote about in the preseason for record predictions. So I was pretty optimistic based on that record predictions coming to the season. And the team started off on a real low point, as we all remember, of course. But over the last few games, they've added on some wins. You have some players like Cooper Flagg and Ryan Nembhard, Max Christie, and even Klay Thompson. We talk about drumbeat on this podcast. And the drumbeat is starting to get better and louder for this team, where players are starting to get into rhythm. Cooper Flagg, we talked about earlier in the season, started off really slow with a lot of turnovers and low percentages. Now he's been shooting over 50% his last 3 games. So it's that drumbeat getting better and better. This team is showing some resilience. And even with the coaches said, you know what, I'll start Cooper Flagg at point guard, which wasn't great. But then he said, okay, I'll pivot to D'Angelo Russell at point guard. Okay, that wasn't great. I'll pivot to Brandon Williams at point guard. That wasn't great. And now he's at Ryan Nembhard at point guard. And so far in a couple of games, it has been pretty good. He's shown his resilience to just try whatever he can to get this team in the winning column.
The word I'll use is dramatic. There's been a lot of drama with this team to start off the year in the first 22 games. They played 17 clutch games already. So far this season, this is a team that is now 7-15 on the year through those first 22 games. They fired their general manager. Their head coach did not start a traditional point guard to the first 6-7 games of the year. Their prize free agent signing, quote unquote, has now been DNP CD 2 out of the last 3 games. Cooper Flagg is starting to emerge as one of the most clutch players in the NBA through the first several weeks of the year. In fact, going into this week, he was 4th in the NBA in clutch points. Yes, I know they played a ton of clutch games to help him get there, but he has played well and continued to get better as the season has gone on. And oh, by the way, this team has been dealing with a ton of injuries from the beginning of the season. That's right, Anthony Davis missed 14 straight games at one point with a left calf strain. Daniel Gafford hasn't been right since literally day 1 of training camp with his right ankle. Derek Lively, God bless his heart, can't stay healthy for this team so far this year. There's been a lot of drama around this team, and hopefully, after what you saw last night in their best win of the season, they can start to put together some consistency because, as Bobby alluded to last night, we're seeing real NBA basketball being played by the team, which last night was a lot of fun. But to me, it has been a drama-filled first 22 games with everything that has been taking place with this team so far. Hopefully that will start to calm down a little bit as the rest of the season has gone on. As much as the Mavericks have been giving us drama, today's a day of giving for us here at DLLS Sports. And the best way you can do that, hit that fundraising button right now. And look, we've got a series of things you can see on your screen right now. $100, you will hear us turn into the Charlie Brown Christmas Choir and sing a Christmas carol.
Of your choice.
Of your choice.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are we singing?
This is collective. You don't have to give $100.
That's
it's
right.
as we as a chat raise $100.
That's right. At $200, I will do a Kevin Harlan impression reacted to the Luka trade. So there's that.
No,
Like I wanted.
Good.
I want it to
bad.
be
That's right.
looking at his phone as the tweet comes in.
That's right. As the tweet comes in,
You know, I need the confusion.
That's right.
I need the astonishment.
Got it.
I
Yep.
need him to, I don't know, wake up his wife
Yep.
to tell her about
Yep,
it. To I need something.
That makes
Honey.
sense.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh wow, that's that's right. $300. We get
That's
to
what
today.
they did.
That's right. That's exactly what they did. You get to take over, and you get to give us a segment that we will do at some point this week as well. At $400, Tim is going to literally text Mark Cuban a question.
Just gonna slide in those DMs.
That's right. And then at $500,
I'll choose a question from the chat if you guys
That's right.
get up to 400.
that's right.
I still get the choice to choose,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll ask Mark Cuban something entirely random.
And at $500, we will do the unthinkable, which is see the vision.
It's not the unthinkable. It's the obvious thing.
Oh wow, and apologize.
Are you not seeing the vision?
Yeah. What did you watch
I mean,
last
all
night,
four
Kevin?
of my.
Did you not watch Ryan Nembhard and say,
Oh well,
thank you,
no,
Nico?
that's $500. $500.
Yeah, that's
$500.
that's
We gotta
exactly.
paywall
Yeah,
the
that's
vision.
right. $500 and we'll get there.
Paywall the vision.
I'm already. I'm
like
seeing
that
it for
term.
free.
Yeah, go ahead.
To go back to the self-awareness thing real quick. So first off, donate.
That's
We
right.
really appreciate it. Or Big Brothers Big Sisters, great cause. But going back to the self-awareness thing, J Kidd last night after the game gave a quote that stood out to me.
Okay.
It was a little dramatic too, Kevin.
Okay.
Jason Kidd on Ryan Nembhard. This is from @Mike A. Curtis too. Quote, he knows who he is, and that's kind of refreshing.
Oh wow.
Interesting. He knows who he is, and that's kind of refreshing. And then he goes on to say, the big thing is his teammates enjoy being out there with him because they know they have a chance of getting the ball.
Hey yo.
I don't
D'Angelo
understand.
Russell, Brandon
I
Williams.
don't understand why he is talking about the other point guards on this roster like this. Like Cooper Flagg does his best to pass.
Yeah, yeah.
The only,
Najee Marshall's out there trying his best.
the only thing missing from that quote would have been D'Angelo Russell sitting right next to him as he's saying
Basically.
this.
Because a lot of players, to be fair, he's always a Cooper Flagg, kind of plays who he is. I mean, Najee Marshall, basically every game, kind of who he is, and so are the centers. It's only a couple of guys that really fit the trying to do more than they're probably capable. So,
I mean, let's just keep it
Yeah.
all the way 100. We know how Jason Kidd feels about a player by the way he plays a particular player or doesn't when it comes to his rotations. And clearly, in this example, D'Angelo Russell had played himself out of the rotation completely. Ryan Nembhard had played himself into the rotation and has earned the spot that he's got right now. Brandon Williams, at a point, played himself into the rotation. Jason Kidd will tell you a lot about how he feels about a player based on the way he plays or doesn't play a particular player or players. And that's kind of been an MO of his since he's gotten here.
I mean, he'll
in
say it with a
Dallas.
quote, too.
Yeah, and he'll say
I
it with
mean,
a quote.
that's, that's
know,
saying
good
a lot.
quote.
Yeah. So
There's a lot of layers. There's a lot of levels to that.
a lot of
quote.
lines to be read in between.
The quote
if
is like
you
an
will.
onion.
Just peel it back. Just continue to peel it back. So the Mavericks now 7-15 on the year. Check this out. First, only the second non-losing road trip of the year. Yes, I know they haven't been on the road a lot. But their first winning streak of the season. They'll look to make it 3 in a row when they take on Jaime Jaquez, Bam Adebayo, and the Miami Heat tomorrow night at the American Airlines Center before they go on the road to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder.
upset alert.
Who are beating down literally everything in their path. But that's Friday. We'll worry about that on Friday. Let's take our first break here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. When we come back, it's time to dial up the Karalla-strator. Ryan Nembhard went smooth off last night. Our DLLS Mavs analyst Bobby Curl is going to break it down on some of the best.
Shout out Tanner for the donation. Producer Tanner giving to Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Let's go, Tanner. Shout out to you.
DLLS production Slack.
Let's go to break.
First, let's talk about prize picks.
Oh,
Isn't that the first one?
nope.
All right, well then go for it.
I got it. Let's talk about the money that you would use from Prize Picks to buy the perfect gift in your family's life or your friend's life when it comes to Aura. If you're looking for a last-minute gift, Aura can take care of you with $35 off and use code DLLS. You get an amazing new frame that allows you to digitally upload photos as well. You can do so in real time with the Aura app, and you can preload photos before it ships, and you can personalize your gift as well. Look, it's the holidays. It's hard to find really good gifts, but Aura can take care of you right now by getting a personalized picture frame that can be enjoyed for years to come. So for a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter as well, by using promo code DLLS at checkout. That's Aura Frames. It's AURAFrames.com. Promo code DLLS. Deals exclusive to our listeners, and frames sell out fast as well, so get yours right now. So in order to time for your holidays, support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Remember, terms and conditions apply.
I'm going to put pictures of all the players that win me money on Prize Picks into my frame and celebrate all of them. And the great thing about frames that can change photos is on Prize Picks, you can make new picks every single day in every single sport. And every single sport is going on right now. Basketball, hockey, football, pro, college, everything is happening. Probably you can do that. You can do esports and everything on Prize Picks. You choose whether a player or athlete will record more or less than their projected stats. You have to choose between 2 and 6 in order to make a pick. The more players you pick, the more you could possibly win. It's fantastic. You can also do stacks. So if you just think Josh Allen is going to run, throw, and score, you can do that. And boom, that's a great pick. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code DLLS when making your first $5 play, and your account will be blessed with $50 in free picks to use anytime you like. Again, Prize Picks, use promo code DLLS on Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Let's move some things on the fly here, as we're going to actually hop into Cato's Corner here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. Our guy, Tim Cato, joining us here live in studio, our All-City NBA national reporter. Got a lot to talk about because the Mavericks playing well over the last couple of games. But it's not just what's happening with the Mavericks all over the NBA. But let's start here. What's going on with Dallas?
Well, where are you guys at right now? Where is
in the DLLS Sports
the
Studio,
state of the Mavericks? Where are you guys at the point of the season? Like, what are you guys expecting from now to the end of the year? What is the objective? Is this a team that is going to be a play-in tournament contender? Should they be? Is it just a matter of waiting until trades happen and this roster changes? How are you guys feeling?
The Mavericks, to me, are a classic example of this particular phrase. Organizations tank, players don't. They play too hard not to just give games away. I mean, they were a double-digit underdog last night against the Denver Nuggets, and they punched the Nuggets in the mouth repeatedly and beat them on their home floor last night. So if that means they're going to make the play-in tournament, fine. They made the play-in tournament last year, and they were rewarded for not tanking and got the #1 overall pick with the lottery odds being flattened to what they are now. So if they're going to go out there and play hard and win some games, fine. Is that necessarily what's best for the organization? I'm going to leave that up to you. But this team plays too hard not to potentially make the play-in tournament, which is, it feels like that's what they're going to head by the time they get a little more healthy.
I've been impressed by how hard they play. Every single game is competitive. This is a hallmark of the Jason Kidd era. This is not a team that gets blown out very often, has not got blown out very often, uncompetitively in the Jason Kidd era. Even that catastrophic season in 2023, this team was not often just going down 30 points. There's a few instances, but it was a lot of clutch losses, which is what this season has been up until recently, up until this 2-game winning streak. What I've seen from Dallas is really focuses around the guards. And Lord knows we were on the show. Bobby said it every single show. I was saying it, that they needed guards. And it's so interesting, just the contrast of guards that they have. Brandon Williams is, among guards, the second leading guard at getting to the rim. His rim percentage is just sky high. He is the one player on this roster who consistently drives and gets to the rim and can create layups. The problem is that last season he shot 44.3% on all his shots that weren't at the rim. This year it's down to 27%.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
On the flip side, Ryan Nembhard, D-Lo, Jaden Hardy do not get to the rim. They're all bottom 20 in terms of taking shots at the rim, a share of their shots. So you've got these two extremes, and like you think about extremes of like, okay, well, if you're trying to play offense, you're going to put more offensive players, who might be limited defensively. This is even happening with the guards where it's like, okay, well, we can't get to the rim, so let's put that one player who gets to the rim all the time, but then he's struggling to make shots, and so you put some shot makers out there, but then you're not getting to the rim at all. Dallas does drive a lot, actually. Like they're what was it? They're top 10 in drives per game, but they're second to last in points off those drives. So it's a lot of just driving into nothing. It's not driving to create advantages to get the swing. It's driving and being like, well, I didn't do a good job of this, so now somebody else is going to have to drive fruitlessly and get, Dallas is still last in the league in offense. But that's what stood out to me. And even last night, there were times where, it was D'Lo and Brandon Williams at the same time where, for this offense to even creep up, they're now 0.2 away from the Indiana Pacers to not being the dead last worst offense in the NBA. But to do that,
progress.
They had to throw a bunch of their, smaller guards. This did not look like the mega supersized team, the team that we were debating all summer. How are they going to fit everybody in? Should they be playing two centers at the same time? None of that stuff, all that stuff went out the window. And instead, Dallas just had to lean on, these offense-first players. Ryan Nembhard was awesome. Made all the shots, 10 jump shots, like I said. That is not something that, an average player can just go and do. Steph Curry's done that one time this season. Goodness. And now Ryan Nembhard has done it one time as well. Like that stands out to me. Is he going to have a game like that the entire rest of the season? Maybe not. And for Dallas, that was obviously, if you watched it, and you get games like this, it was a big over performance in terms of jump shooting. It was out of every game in the NBA so far this season, that was in the top 20 of outperforming your shot quality.
Sure.
So Dallas definitely had a great shot-making game. For the record, it's easy to do that when Denver is playing defense like they were. And it doesn't take anything away from the Mavericks because all season they just haven't had shot-making. Like you go down the list, Caleb Martin, by true shooting percentage, is the 469th best shooting player in the NBA.
It's like a fake number. That's not even a real number.
Brandon Williams is 408th. D'Lo is 402nd. Klay Thompson is 362nd. PJ Washington is 339th. At some point, this team was due to make some shots. I didn't predict that Ryan Nembhard was going to be the guy who led the charge.
Lead the charge.
Yeah. And I do think that ultimately a problem on this team is that they just don't have amazing shot makers and that they're relying too much on them. Jason Kidd has said a couple times, I've heard him say a couple times throughout this year, that they just need to make shots. I'm not sure their shot makers are just all in slumps. Klay Thompson has obviously had some regression to the mean. But he's not going to go back to the player he was 2 or 3 seasons ago.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you're going to get that. I remember all summer we talked about D'Lo, and even the best case, optimistic case scenario for D'Lo was that he was the player he was 2 years ago. But I remember saying on the show, what if last year, and we could explain away last year because it was an awkward fit in Los Angeles, and then he went to a team that was rock bottom, didn't really have any structure, but his numbers were way down. He was shooting like 40% and 31% from threes. That's kind of the player he's been. It's possible that's just the player he is. But after a season like this,
and that dude has a player option.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Dallas earned a night where the shots went their way. Pretty much all season, they have really struggled at that. And it's nice to see a reminder that this team, while we'll see what they are, we'll see where they go, but they were not as bad as they started. They were more talented than they started. And even though I don't think this is a great team, there's a reason that we said they were probably like the 10th best team in the Western Conference, not the 14th or 15th. I think they're starting to show that, yeah, talent-wise, they are probably like the 10th best team, the 9th best team in the Western Conference. Even if they don't finish there because the start was so slow, I do think that, kind of where we had Dallas coming into the year is what they're starting to look like of late.
Shout out Anonymous for the $50 dono.
Oh, wow. Let's go.
Really appreciate that.
Bing.
We gotta start getting songs in the chat.
Yeah, we're starting.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna need some songs in the chat here soon for us to start to sing. I think, Ron, one of the things we saw last night as well, I mean, Tim has obviously, discussed what we've seen with the guards and the lack of shot creation at times, but obviously a really good shot making game. One thing we saw last night too, Anthony Davis at the 5, damn it, and he performed like a guy who was dominant at that position, 32 and 13, 4 assists as well, blocking shots, altering shots, performing at what we thought he was obviously capable of in that position. They've kind of been forced to put him at the 5 because of the amount of injuries that they're dealing with, but he looked as dominant as he has looked all season long in last night's performance.
Yeah, I mean, I said it multiple times before the season started, even early in the season. I thought he was one of the 15 best players in the NBA, and I thought I was even going low on some of those. When he was with the Lakers before he got traded to Dallas Mavericks, he was one of the 7 best players last season up until that point. He was that good of a player because he was possibly the second best two-way player after probably Giannis in the NBA because he has that level of impact on defense and offense. He was that good with the Los Angeles Lakers. Last night, he didn't even play 35 minutes, and we saw his impact. Now, did the Joker get off? Yes. Can the Joker get off against literally any player in NBA history? Yes, he's going to get off. But it's how you affect the other players. He affected a lot of other players when they were driving towards the rim. You could clearly see his impact. He's playing with smaller players like a Ryan Nembhard, who we might have to cover for a little bit if players are getting by him. He did that well. And then he had like an easy 30-piece. I mean, we were laughing while watching the game. Like, wait, Anthony Davis has 30-plus points. Like, when did this happen? In the first half, he had 21 points, at halftime. We were like, wait, he hit 21 points in the first half? It was so many easy buckets that not only Ryan Nembhard created for him, but he made a corner 3 last night. The mid-range was falling. When that jump shot is falling for a player of Anthony Davis' caliber, he can go band for band with anybody. And yesterday, he went band for band with probably the MVP of the league.
And what we saw from the Mavericks was their best shot-making game of the season. You talk about what Davis and Nembhard did in that second quarter going combined. 9 of 9, helping the Mavericks outscore the Nuggets 42-27 to turn around what was a 14-point deficit at the end of one into a 1-point lead at halftime. And then down the stretch, as we get ready to go to break here in a few minutes, so I wanted to get your thoughts real quick on Cooper Flagg because there was a moment last night, about 3:30 left, Kid pulls Cooper Flagg aside, and whatever he said to him, he's like, look, I think what he told him was like, go get it in these last couple of minutes, score 4 straight points, Mavericks go up by 7 with about 2:45 left, essentially put the game away from there. What has been your thoughts on Cooper Flagg's progression through the first 22 games and what he's been able to do now?
I mean, he's awesome. He's undeniable. He is. He sometimes looks like a smaller Giannis. It's just like he is so big that you can't prevent him from getting to the rim sometimes. It's just like he can leverage his way there. You don't see guys that big being that mobile. Yes, his handle is going to get even better. His jump shot is inconsistent. There are times where, he can't always just create a shot out of nothing. If you ISO him, he got blocked by Peyton Watson early in the game. But in general, you can't consistently slow him down when he gets any step towards the rim. That was something that Denver was just completely packing the paint. But that allowed Cooper Flagg sometimes just to get going downhill. And this is guy, his physicality, his athleticism, what he is doing, like what he's able to do, just being bigger than people. Like his touch around the rim is so good. It feels like any time that, he just needs to be within 5 feet and then he can turn and pivot and, find a little flip-in shot, a little floater. That's just been awesome to see from him. Like this guy's going to be a star. He's going to be a stud. You don't score. There are NBA veterans who have never scored 35 in a game. And he's doing this at 18 in the NBA. Like this is something that, this is just an undeniable, force is what he's showing, at this age. It's really impressive.
He's growing up before our eyes and becoming, a force on both ends of the floor and slowly understanding what he's capable of as a player. The game already slowing down for the 18-year-old. As the Mavericks have won their last 2 straight games as they get ready for Miami on Wednesday. In lieu of our super chats today, you can donate to Big Brothers Big Sisters here at $100. We will get our Christmas caroling on here on the show. At $200, I will turn into Kevin Harlan reacting to the Luka Doncic trade. At $300, you take over. You take over and you let us know what segment we're going to do at some point later on this week. At $400, Tim Cato is going to text Mark Cuban a question from you. And then at $500, of course, we apologize and we see the vision. So help us get there. Help us get there. Shout out to all of you already joining us and donating us here in our day of giving here at DLLS Sports as we support Big Brothers, Big Sisters. Let's take our next break here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. When we come back, we're going to head up to Karalla-strator Ryan Nembhard, good player. Bob's going to break down how well he played last night. We do that next.
With over 700 five-star reviews and an average rating of 4.9, Qualys Roofing is one of the most trusted names in roofing across North Texas and Austin. Homeowners and businesses owners alike consistently praise Qualys for their honesty, follow-through, and quality workmanship. Whether it's your home or your business, Qualys Roofing has you covered. Literally. They specialize in both residential and commercial roofing projects. Based right here in North Texas, Qualys isn't some storm-chasing, fly-by-the-night crew. They're local, experienced, and committed to doing things the right way. Schedule a free roof inspection and get a free DLS shirt like this one that I have on.
Just like that.
Which one of my favorite ones, our Kyrie Irving shirt. You can get one of these type of shirts. So mention DLS when you call in. It truly helps our show. Call or go online to schedule your free roof inspection. Yes, free roof inspection. And don't forget to ask about your free grill. Visit QualisGC.com or just search Qualis Roofing and Construction. That's QUALIS, or call 817-500-9008 and get started today.
Even when it's cold outside, it is still perfect grilling weather if you're a big grill guy or a big grill gal. Oh my gosh. And cooking the stuff that you get from Wild Fork Foods Meat and Seafood Market is even easier than it is to say big grill gal. Okay, they have more than 700 different cuts of meat, 250 cuts of beef, poultry, seafood, and pork, including 500 different products at under $10 per pound. If you're like me and you don't know what you're doing with an oven, with a stove, or with a grill, or with anything, well, they have experts on site that are going to get you ready to go and give you very detailed yet simple instructions to prepare all this stuff. It's flash frozen. You're the first person that's ever going to thaw this. And also, they have 9 locations in DFW, but if you don't live close to one, they can deliver. You sign up for their membership. They'll deliver stuff anytime you like. Their organic grass-fed ground beef at 85% lean is $5.60 each when you buy 2. That's about the best I've seen out there. You got to try them out. Again, 9 area DFW locations. Learn more at wildforkfoods.com.
Appreciate you joining us here on our program today as we are joined in studio by our All-City National NBA reporter, Tim Cato, here on the program on our day of giving. In lieu of Super Chats, you can donate to Big Brothers Big Sisters right now and support a fantastic cause during this holiday season. And you also be a part of our DLLS Sports family by becoming a diehard member as well. Our best offer of the season. We'll tell you more about that during our last break. It's time to hit up the Karalla-strator as our guy Bobby Karalla, our DLLS Mavs analyst, going to break down what was a terrific night for undrafted rookie Ryan Nembhard, who had the NBA world talking with a near flawless performance against the Denver Nuggets, helped the Mavericks get their second straight win.
Good offense is all about creating advantages, and then good playmaking is about taking advantage of the advantages. Taking advantage of the advantages. This is real deep philosophical stuff, y'all. But there were a few plays last night that I think are really good examples.
Making hard decisions is never easy.
That's
absolutely. Right. Yes, it is never easy to do. Hard things are hard, once said Rick Carlisle. Now, it's not just Ryan Nembhard. There's going to be some Coop stuff. There's going to be some Anthony Davis at the 5 stuff. But all of these things coalesced into the Mavs' best offensive performance of the season. So let's start with this first play. This is called Stack. It's a Spain pick and roll where you have a ball screen and then you have a guy screen the screener. The Mavs used to run this a lot in a bygone era. They haven't as much over the last year because oftentimes they've had 2 bigs on the floor or really not a center on the floor. So either 2 bigs or none. Last night, you play AD at the 5. That allows you a lot of space underneath to do some stuff. And so they've been running this action a lot with Klay Thompson on the floor. So what's going to happen, first off, if you're listening on audio, go check out YouTube for the visuals. But if you can't do that, I'm going to try and describe it as best I can. Ryan Nembhard's up top, and AD is going to come set a screen for him to go right. And then Klay Thompson is in the lane underneath, and he's going to screen AD's man, Jonas Valanciunas. So Valanciunas and Denver they kind of play up near the level of the screen and then they drop back. So it's this sort of like pseudo drop coverage. If you're a good playmaker, you can destroy this stuff all game, every game. And Ryan Nembhard did just that. So as Nembhard comes around the screen, Tanner, let's go to the next play. D'Angelo Russell is on the weak side. He's on that left wing, kind of holding Bruce Brown. Brown can't cheat too far off Russell because first off, Nembhard can make that pass, and Russell's a pretty good catch and shoot guy. And Brown would love to cheat off, though, to get a nice tag on Anthony Davis. Just stick a little elbow in his ribs to prevent him from just rolling down the lane. Jonas Valanciunas is staring at Ryan Nembhard, and Klay Thompson's delivering a real nice screen right to his back to limit him. So the only player now, because Brown can't tag and Valanciunas is off AD, the only player that can stop Anthony Davis from a dunk is our old friend Tim Hardaway Jr., and in the next image, we see Tim Hardaway Jr. tried his best, but this is kind of like a freeze frame. I bet you're wondering how I ended up here, because Nembhard just throws it way up top above the rim, and AD goes and gets it, and Hardaway does it. That's just an easy dunk. And that is the beauty, first off, of, again, good floor spacing, because there's no other big to eat up all that room. AD could just dive into that open space. Having a good shooter on the weak side, having shooting on the floor that the opponent must respect, and then also having a point guard that can see all of this stuff happen and make the right decision.
Sound like a balanced floor.
Yes, it's just good. That's just good offense.
Yeah.
It's just good offense. And kind of bad defense, but the Mavs will take advantage.
Bruce Brown should attack there anyway, but it
Yes.
might end up in a D'Lo 3.
It might.
An open D'Lo wing 3 is, a better outcome than what Dallas was getting on a lot of possessions early in the year.
And there's also some misdirection happening in that first clip. We don't have to show it, but Bruce Brown, he has no idea that they're setting up a stack. Like, he just doesn't know because he's guarding D'Lo. So, okay. So, and the next play, this is going to be a little Nembhard. It's going to be a little AD. It's going to be a little Coop. We're just having fun here. Let's put the Mavs big three in an action and see what happens.
Wow.
So they're setting up. The Mavs run this action called 77. It's not named after Luka. I promise they were running it before Luka. But it's just a double drag going either left to right or right to left. They don't actually do it here. So Coop is the first screener, AD is the second screener. Another one of these staggered actions where from this, one guy could roll, one guy could pop. They could both pop. But what they're going to do is Nembhard is going to take the Coop screen in the next pick, Tanner, and just swing it back to Coop to get him the ball, and then Nembhard is going to escape. AD's going to set a little flare screen for him. And we see Nikola Jokic is already dropped. Like, he's not even at the level the way that Valanciunas was before. He is just in the lane, just like not really participating in the play. And that's going to come in play in the next clip or in the next picture because AD is now going to go set a screen for Coop to get into the middle of the floor. And now Jokic comes out a little bit. Okay. But this play really isn't about Jokic necessarily. We see in the left side, the strong side, play side corner, Max Christie spotted up, holding Cam Johnson. Again, you put a good shooter in a situation where the defender can't help out, that's going to matter. And then Ryan Nembhard goes to the weak side. Now, Peyton Watson's going to kind of ignore him as Jokic will retreat with AD this time because of what happened on the previous play that we just showed. Peyton Watson is going to do what is called a stunt and recover. So he is going to stunt at the nail, that's the free throw line, the middle key area. He's going to take a step or two toward Cooper Flagg to prevent him from getting in the middle of the floor. Okay. And then if Watson needs to, he can then recover to Nembhard, his man, to prevent the open three. Because as Watson sees it, AD is pinning Murray, and then Jokic is going to have to retreat. Now, as this play unfolds in the next pick, Tanner, Coop is at the nail now, and Watson is there. He is successfully stunted, right? But because Christie comes up a little bit, AD rolls into Cam Johnson. Coop now has three guys to pass to, really two. You're not going to give it to AD in this situation yet. But Christie's open. Nembhard is open. But Coop is also a smart guy, and he feels this nail stunt coming. And so he's already going behind the back to get to his left hand. And then in this final image, he's rising up for the shot, and he is about a foot taller than Jamal Murray.
Mm-hmm.
And so Jokic has now recovered to AD as this play's unfolded. Watson is now escaping the lane to go recover toward Nembhard, and then Cam Johnson's trying to get out to Max Christie, turning this effectively into Coop was double-teamed at the free throw line, but because he cut back, crossed over right to left, and got in the lane, and the Mavs have the floor space correctly, it's now a 1v1, him versus Jamal Murray, and I believe this ended up even being an and one. But he made this floater. It ended up being wide open. Murray was completely helpless. So again, good floor spacing, good playmaking, good decision making, guys that are confident, everyone knowing their role, doing the thing they're supposed to do, creates an easy shot.
That was part of what was a, I believe, 27-7 run to end that second quarter to give them that 1-point lead at halftime, overcoming what was a 14-point deficit.
Basketball is easy when you score every time. So we have one final clip, and this is a demonstration of what happens whenever you don't have good nail help. So just a simple high pick and roll. AD is going to come screen for Peyton Watson. At this point, Peyton Watson's kind of defending now, like he's leaning forward in the gamer chair. Ryan Nembhard is starting to take over a little bit, and so Watson's getting a little more aggressive. So again, high pick and roll. Jokic is going to retreat. Nembhard is going to go from left to right. Max Christie makes this. Here's the return of the 45 cut. Now, in this play, Tim Hardaway Jr., who's guarding Max Christie, is supposed to provide some nail help. Or at least that's what, in this next picture, Tanner, that's what Nikola Jokic thinks. Jokic is pointing, saying like, hey, buddy, where are you going? Hey, where are you going? And we see Tim Hardaway Jr., as Christie's making this 45 cut, Hardaway's turned to his teammate, Cam Johnson, to say, hey, get up. You got to get up. Get up the line. You got to go help against this drive. So we got Jokic pointing at Hardaway, Hardaway pointing at Cam Johnson. AD has completely buried Peyton Watson behind the screen. And so Ryan Nembhard turns the corner and look at all of the open space available to him, Tanner. Look at all of that room. Oh, my God. Jokic is still pointing. Watson is behind the play. Hardaway's still pointing. Cam Johnson is looking around like, buddy, I don't know what's going on. And Nembhard, in the final picture, is able to rise up for the easiest 18-footer of his life.
I've got a question for you guys, though.
All right.
So if you're Ryan Nembhard and you see Denver pointing, Denver intended to be there. Shouldn't you respect the fact that hypothetically their defense was set up to guard this? And say, oh, well, you're supposed to. Well, I'm not going to take the shot. You're pointing to where your defense should be.
Yeah,
like that's not. It's just not very respectful to me.
Okay.
Oh wow.
So he should like hold and say, no, come here.
Well, because
Tim,
Denver made it clear they wanted to guard it.
Yeah,
but they couldn't do it effectively.
Yeah. Why is he taking advantage of really his colleagues?
He's not a nice person.
Yeah, he's ruthless.
Not a nice person
because he's a big jerk.
Okay,
he's a big jerk.
Little jerk.
Yeah, no, he's a little jerk.
Oh.
Ryan is saying this is supposed to be Nembhard, but this is so easy that I'm just getting Nembhard. Thinking about it.
Okay,
yeah.
Now we're starting to get to the
All
bottom
right,
of
Karalla.
now I'm starting to understand why Ryan Nembhard is so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed. So again, and now, okay, NBA defenses will happily concede 18-foot jump shots 100 times a game, as opposed to a layup or a dunk or an open three or whatever. But in the previous two clips we saw, the Mavs got a dunk and a layup. So
easy shot in basketball.
yeah, they were able to create a lot of easy shots. Now, to Tim's point that you made in the last segment, the Mavs did make some tough shots. Nembhard made a couple really nice moves into mid-rangers, hit a couple of really difficult floaters. AD had it going from 18 to 20 feet too, but the Mavs mixed in enough of those easy shots enabled by good spacing, proper playmaking, aggressive Cooper Flagg, AD at the 5. All of these things that we feel like should be pillars of this offense were in place last night. And so it's no surprise that the Mavs had their best offensive performance of the season.
In other words, normal basketball was being played.
Yes.
In a lot of ways, which we have been desperately calling for this team. If you miss any of that, make sure you go back and download our podcast, wherever you get your podcast for free. Just search DLLS Mavs. Give it a 5-star rating and write a review for it while you're there. And you could check out the Karalla-strator cooking on the Mavericks offense last night to look for more of that tomorrow against Miami.
Dallas was tied for third and most mid-range shots made in a game this season. So 2-point shots made outside of the paint.
Yeah, Nembhard and Davis.
It does not happen.
That's a lot of mid-range shots.
Yeah. And again, for Nembhard, dribbling into a elbow pull-up 2 is probably, like, we've all shot around on a basketball court. If you're practicing dribble pull-up jumpers, is that not like the first thing that you default to? Let me take a couple dribbles and then pull it from the elbow.
That's an easy shot.
It is the easiest shot that you can concede in terms of pull-up 2-pointers.
Especially for like a point guard of his size. Like that's
for sure,
floater drill.
That is
pull
his
up on the
bread
screen.
and butter.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing out that part of it was generous defense, part of it was good shooting, part of it was that Dallas is now playing the guards who can make those shots.
Yeah.
They made 11 mid-range shots outside of the paint. That doesn't happen most games.
Yeah, but I mean, you go and watch Nembhard Gonzaga film. He's just doing that
100%.
Well, I guess he was doing that before Gonzaga too. He's been doing that forever.
Spamming
if
mid-range.
His brother
gonna
does the same thing. Like that's just what
If
brother
Nembhard
is a
is
great
going to
mid-range
succeed,
shot.
he's got to hit those shots.
they were raised
exactly.
by someone that loves 1980s basketball. All right.
I mean, they're both crazy high
Ethical
IQ
jump
players.
shooters.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan Nembhard, the Ryan Nembhard game, everybody.
The legacy game for Ryan Nembhard last night. It's a day of giving here at DLLS Sports as we donate to Big Brothers Big Sisters, fantastic cause. We encourage you in lieu of our super chat today to donate to Big Brothers Big Sisters as we celebrate a day of giving as it's holiday season here at DLLS Sports. Let's take our final break here on our podcast today. When we come back, we've hit the quarter pole of the NBA season. It's time to hand out some NBA awards at the quarter mark of the year, and we do that with our guy Tim Cato joining us live in studio. You can let us know who you think is the NBA's MVP, Coach of the Year, Most Improved Player, etc. At the quarter pole of the season. We'll do all that coming up next. But we want you to become part of our DLLS Sports family. The easiest way that you can do that right now is to like, comment, and subscribe to DLLS Sports. Join the over 36,700 subscribers here at DLLS Sports. And you can click that QR code that you see on your screen right now to become a diehard member. Our best offer of the season is happening right now. It's $26 in your first year to become a diehard member. Yes, it's 67% off to become a diehard member. You get a free t-shirt upon your diehard membership. Shout out to Clayton, who was in my mentions last night. Got himself signed up to become a diehard member. I appreciate you following up and becoming part of our DLLS Sports family. Make sure you get your free t-shirt as well. So shout out to Clayton for joining our DLLS Sports family. He did so by going to alldlls.com/diehard, clicking that diehard tab, and you get the best offer of the year, $26 free t-shirt, and you get 20% off our events, merchandise as well. You get to be part of our member-only Discord as well. And we got some great merchandise available right now. You can save up to 90% off our merchandise, and you can get, for example, the Stay Shiesty. Wow, I said it correctly. Stay Shiesty shirt, celebrating George Pickens in the All-Pro season that he's having.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I mean, that's the whole idea. He's having an All-Pro year, and you can get that shirt right now at store.allcitynetwork.com. We've got the hottest merchandise. As you can see, Ron's got his on right now. The Kyrie Irving, what's that? The 16-bit, 8-bit, 16-bit shirt that he's got on right now.
Here we go.
We got all kinds of stuff. You can save up to 30% all the way up to 90% off our merchandise. So again, store.allcitynetwork.com to get all that. And don't forget to check out our newsletter. Our guy Ali Jawad curates that every single day. Hits your inbox about 8:39 a.m. Looking at DFW sports through the lens of DLLS Sports. But again, alldlls.com, become a diehard member today. Let's finish up here on our show. Our Day of Giving continues here throughout all of our shows today. GM Ben wants to hear Ron's singing voice.
It's, you know.
Help us get there. $100 will allow us to sing a Christmas carol of your Charlie Brown choice. I'll become Kevin Harlan at $200. At $300, we will take suggestions for you for segments when it comes to our show here. Tim Cato is going to text Mark Cuban at $400, and at $500, we apologize to Nico. There you go. We are at the quarter pole of the NBA season, gentlemen. Hard to believe, already 22 games in as we have turned the calendar from November to December. Hopefully, you're having a holiday to remember so far this year. Mavericks 7-15 of their first 22 games, but there's been a lot of fantastic performances so far through the NBA season. Our guy Tim Cato joining us live in studio. Let's hand out some awards so far. Tim, you will get the honor of choosing to start off with. Who's been the NBA's MVP?
Ryan Nembhard.
All
yes.
Right.
My goat.
All right. Who's been the NBA's MVP through the first 22 games of the season?
I mean, there's clearly 4 players who are the best 4 players in the NBA. With
Name
Victor.
them.
Can we do this like first take where I just immediately disagree with you, whatever you say?
Yeah. So the 4 best players are. I was gonna.
You just
Bobby
name 4 man's words. Yeah,
Bobby
exactly.
Portis.
That's right.
Jay Huff.
Oh wow.
Reed Shepherd.
He got the reach. Jeez, man.
No, it's Shea, it's Jokic, it's Luka Doncic, it's Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I've got the first two probably. It's Shea and Jokic to me that are clearly playing just a step above Luka and Giannis, but you look at the Bucks and the first month of the season, we're thinking, wait, this, Ryan Rollins is emerging. This roster might be a little feistier. Giannis gets hurt, they lose every game. Just straight up, just like they cannot survive.
He's the
him.
literal definition of most valuable player.
Yeah,
when he's playing, the Bucks are decent. When he's not playing, the Bucks stink.
Yeah,
so it's a big gap. He's 2018 LeBron right now.
Yeah. Quite frankly, after watching Jokic last night, where he just wasn't his best self. In fact, everybody lost. The Rockets lost. The Lakers lost.
Mm-hmm.
The Nuggets lost.
Fun.
Do what?
That was fun.
Yeah, I'm watching Luka, and I will say I used to say that Luka could be the best player in the NBA in a given night, and like this is something I was saying to him 2 years ago. I haven't seen him quite at 2 years ago level. Now he's just a top 4 player. He's not like borderline number 1 player, even over Jokic.
Yeah.
I've got Jokic probably as the MVP. If I had to vote today, but Shea is just as, just as valid, just as warranted with what Oklahoma City is doing. Victor Wembanyama, whenever he gets back, hopefully soon, is the dark horse, but we'll see about whether he hits the game played limit.
Shea's been so dominant. He's averaging literally 33 points in 33 minutes. Like it's a point per minute for him, and he's doing this playing, I believe, already double-digit games without playing in the fourth quarter. So far this year for Oklahoma City. That just gives you an idea of how dominant they've been. Bobby, who's your MVP to the quarter pole of the season?
I don't know. Jokic, I guess. He just puts up a lot of numbers. I'm not the MVP. I'm not an awards guy. I know that's so boring. I shouldn't even say that out loud. But
who's the Mavericks MVP? Is that too sad of a question?
That's pretty sad. Max Christie?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, it's probably still Cooper.
I don't know if you could say that it's Cooper. His on-offs are pretty...
I mean, they're 7 and 15. Like, everybody's on-off number's not going to be great this year.
But yeah, for MVP, I also have Jokic as well.
Especially bad. Aaron Gordon this year, whenever he's on the floor, the Nuggets have a 105 defensive rating. Whenever he's off the floor, 119.4. And he's missing the next 4 to 6 weeks, at least.
Fun.
Denver, you might get Jokic in the plan this year, so I don't know if Jokic is even going to be part of this conversation in 5 months.
Ron, your MVP to the quarter pole of the year?
I also have Jokic. I mean, he's 29, 12.8, 11.1 assists, 72.8 true shooting percentage. I mean, come on, bro. I mean, the numbers are crazy, but like Bobby said, without Aaron Gordon, if they are in the plan, he will not win the award, and SGA will go back to back. I think this is one of the first years I can really remember where the top 4 in the MVP are probably going to be the top 4 best players. Usually it's not like that. But the 4 best players in the league are probably going to end up top 4 in MVP voting. And I think that makes it a good league, and I think it makes it more fun. But right now, as of today, I have the Joker. The numbers are just too. We almost like are getting like used to seeing that when we probably won't again in my lifetime, at least for another 20 years. Like a player's not going to average 29, 13, 11. On 72% from the field, shooting over 40% from 3. Like it won't happen from a center. Like, you just won't keep seeing that. It's not like normal basketball to see someone do such a thing.
The best on-court net rating this season on the Mavs, by the way, is Dwight Powell.
Of course it is.
Just putting that out there.
Right.
Plus 8.4.
We're entering territory where Jokic, where he's entering the territory, like you can give the MVP to Jokic any year.
Yeah, it's getting that point.
It's now to me.
I mean, it's been at that point. He has 3.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like we're at that point where it's like you can give the MVP to Jokic any year. He's gonna continue to put up obscene numbers. Shea is already starting to get to that territory as well. Like his numbers have been obscene. I guess I'll be that guy and go with the dude who is the fastest player in NBA history to get to 400 points and 100 assists in 12 games. 400 points, 100 assists, 100 rebounds in 13, 14 games. His team is number 2 in the West, and he's averaging. Oh, that's right. Nearly 35 a game, giving you over 9 assists a game, and his top 10 in steals. And his team's number 2 in the West. That would be Luka Doncic. So if the Lakers finish top 2 in the West, I think Luka Doncic will be the NBA's MVP. Coach of the year in the NBA. Who's your coach of the year? Tim Cato. The quarter pole.
Oh,
Let me pull up the
I
standings.
know, I know that was on there.
I got an easy one for me.
I know coach was
Who's
on
yours? JB Bickerstaff with the Pistons. Pistons have been fantastic.
I like the Raptors
13-game
coach
winning streak.
actually.
Yeah.
Give me the Raptors coach.
Eric Spoelstra.
Okay.
I think Spoelstra would be my pick.
Miami's just completely a new team.
They are.
Just so new, and it's almost all the same guys.
Yes.
I think everybody, or people who follow the NBA as well as the Mavericks know this, but they're running an offense without pick and rolls.
It's wild.
basically
Miami
no
coming
plays.
in Miami through Wednesday.
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 Yeah.
Tomorrow, yeah.
If you guys haven't,
tomorrow.
everybody listening, if you have not watched Miami, watch Wednesday. Watch.
Well, of
for-
course they have because the Mavs have already played Miami.
That did happen.
That's
I
right.
forgot about that.
And Tyler Hero,
They all
that
blur
was the first
together.
game
That's
back.
right,
They weren't.
that's
They,
right, that's
they
right.
did not
Tyler
need
Hero's
to
looked
set a
good
lot of
every
picks
game
that night.
since,
too.
by the way.
Yeah. But it
Yeah.
looks weird. There is like an instinctive pause when the ball handler gets into the backcourt, gets into the and yeah, there's just a pause waiting for somebody to come up and screen. And we're all conditioned to expect it at the start of every offensive possession.
Mhm.
And it's just not there. It's really, really, really just like it just slightly feels like uncanny valley type stuff.
They're so random on offense.
Yeah.
Like it could be anybody handling the ball between Hero and it could be anybody.
Our King with the Jordan Knott shout out.
That's a great
good
pick.
call too.
Jordan-
If Phoenix keeps it up, for sure.
I like the way Phoenix plays now. Like they play with an edge. Like Dylan Brooks has brought a real edge to that team. He played well last night against Los Angeles. But I like Phoenix to me over the last couple of years. I didn't like the way they got down with their business. They got a real ethos to them now. They play hard. And Devin Booker and that team has been playing really well for them.
You guys know Dylan Brooks is averaging 22 points this season.
He's been
I
great. He's
didn't
been
know- I
great for
didn't know
them.
that.
Like he's been
Yeah.
really good for them. Houston's kind of missing some of that edge defensively with him being out as well. We'll do this one real quick. You guys got a most improved player the first 20, 22 games this season?
Yeah, I mean, it could be a lot of players. We're very early. Ron, I won't take yours. I'll
Okay.
give you the floor to say what probably would also be my pick. But Jalen Duren is an option here.
that's what I was.
Jaime Jaquez.
Jaime Jaquez
is
but
very
but,
good,
yeah.
but on the flip side, I forget who made this argument. It might have been Bill Simmons.
Pod father.
Can you win most improved if you just get back to where you were as a rookie?
One of my favorite takes.
If
That's
you
like
just-
Joe
if
Burrow
you
when it
just
comeback
slump for a
player of the year
season,
twice already.
and then you
Like,
get back
that's-
to the level that you're at. Like, is that improvement or is
Yeah.
that
Ryan Rollins.
is that recovery? Ryan Rollins is I think
I believe that's
Ron-
Ron's guy, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan.
Oh,
I mean,
I'm sorry. I did not.
Yeah.
I missed that part of the
No,
meeting.
no,
My
it's
bad.
good. It's good. No, but I mean, just I think like it like legit should be like a runaway. Like I don't even think another player should even be a close second. I mean, he was averaging 6 points a game last year. He's averaging 17.7 this year on 58.5 true shooting percentage. Like he improved the most. He went from like a player that probably nobody in this chat knew his name prior to this year. I knew him because he was stealing from, I think it was Target 2 years ago. So he went from stealing from Target to
Damn.
getting cut
I
for
think
the
it was
Washington
a
Wizards
Walgreens, but yeah.
to averaging 17 a game and shooting 40% from three. He's the second best. He's been better than Miles Turner for the
And
Milwaukee Bucks.
And so there's this thing about the most improved player where a little bit too often it gets handed out to third-year players where, they were okay as rookies, they got a little bit better as sophomores, and they finally break out. They finally become the players that you expect. There was no gradual improvement. Ryan Rollins just completely floated around the NBA for 2 seasons.
Yes.
Then his third season started putting together. Now he's in his 4th year. You don't usually see 4th-year breakouts to this level. It also eliminates the whole third-year breakout rule that I know some people just as a rule don't like selecting third-year players for most improved. Again, Ryan Rollins is a 4th-year guy, does not have that same trajectory. I think that by far and away, he's my choice. Even if he started doing it a little bit at the end of last season, what he's doing to this point this season, to me, is for sure most improved stuff.
I'm gonna go with Jalen Johnson from Atlanta. That's what I'm gonna go with.
I think he's taken a little bit more of a leap, but I think he was really good last year and just got injured.
Yeah. That'll do it for us here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. Thank you so much for joining us here on our show today. Shout out to our guy, Tim Cato, for joining us here on All City national NBA reporter. Make sure you check out his
Good to
work.
be back.
Tim_Cato. Good to have him back in the studio. Shout out to our guy Tanner, making us look good and sound good as always. Thank you, sir. We will be back tomorrow for our pregame show at 6:45 p.m. ahead of the Mavericks taking on the Miami Heat. So again, join us tomorrow 6:45 p.m. for our DLLS Mavs pregame show. Our guy Ron Nembhard Jr. will be at the American Airlines Center reporting live ahead of tomorrow's game. That's Tim Cato. That's Bobby Karalla. That's Ron Nembhard Jr. I'm Kevin Gray. We are DLLS Mavs. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 6:45 p.m. right here on DLL Sports. Y'all be good. Talk to you later. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.